Back when I was in middle school, the vaping epidemic just started. People weren't freaking out as much just yet because of how early it was, but
e-cigarettes are making their way into the hands of kids.
An eye-opening report. If you have a child in middle school, a new survey finds thousands of city students are vaping.
it gained traction for sure. Anyways, kids my age were addicted to these things, bro, including me. Now I'm lucky enough to have sort of moved past it, but pretty much everyone I know still vapes. And to be honest, everyone has their vices in different ways. So I had this friend, let's call him Chesmond, because fuck him. And Chesmond had an older brother in high school. What's important to know is this is before you needed to be 21 to get vapes. I think the limit was just 18. So really, like, seniors in high school could get their hands on it if they were old enough. And it was, yeah, his brother was the real plug. So Chesmond was just rolling in jewel pods. And because he's the homie, you know, he'd share them with me if I pitched in a little. I never had an allowance, but if I was ever going anywhere, my parents would usually just give me some cash for whatever it was. So I would just not buy food like a real tweaker and just go home to eat later. Because of how new they were, there weren't as many brands as there are now. And when you think about it, counting inflation, it's kind of crazy for a 12-year-old to bi-weekly spend like $40 on jewel pods. But for how much I was hitting these, plus $490, I did have to slow down until me and Chesmond, in our usual spot with some other random who was bumming off ours, asked how much it costed for a single jewel. Back then it was like $40 and bro was cool with the cost for the buzz. So later that week, gives Chesmond 40, Chesmond's brother buys it, and now bro has a nicotine addiction. And like a week later, him and some other random that I did not know were both asking
To buy pods off us.
and they had money. As stupid as we were, we still managed to put 2 and 2 together. We added our own cost of $2 per pod, which, all right, doesn't seem crazy now, but $2 was a lot back then, all right? Which they agreed to, and now me and Chesmond are paid. We allegedly would just meet with our friends and others they knew in the bathrooms. Look, I'm not super old, but $2, that's almost half a pack of pods from selling a pod. Plus, I went to a medium-sized school, not the biggest in my town, but we had customers, that's for sure. So much so that my Xbox Premium membership for that year was paid completely by Mango and Tutti Frutti. Now, where did the rest of that money go? Everything was going pretty good till the audience got too big. Teachers were starting to crack down on kids having jewels in their backpacks, and there were snitches. The way my middle school was, I'm not sure if all of them did this or do this, but before you even attend, you consent to backpack searches. The one day I'll never forget, during lunch, Chesmond gets sent down to the principal's office, and it didn't matter because I was the one who kept him in my backpack. That was pretty much my role. I mean, I contributed with money, but I was never called down, even though I was normally right next to Chesmond. When we would sell them, kids are curious, and so many wondered how we got our pods. So, you know, we just told them like idiots how Chesmond would just get them from his older brother, with me just holding the stuff most of the time in my backpack or locker. So for the longest, I was unbothered, and looking back, it went on way longer than it should have. Everything was pretty cool, you know, until Chesmond got a girlfriend. Now, I'm sure you can sum things up, so I'm gonna skim over exactly what you expected, which is she wanted a cut, so she would sell them to girls for like a month tops, and then someone snitched on her. And because there's no such thing as ride or die relationships in middle school, she immediately snitched on him. But not just him!
Sorry, you're summoned to the principal's office.
Oh, okay. I had everything on me, empty pods, like 3 jewels, and this guy wanted to walk me to the office. There was no way for me to give my stuff to Chesmond. So I'm in the waiting room, and I use my iPod Touch to text Chesmond. I didn't have a phone back then. Counselor's gone, so I have him bring his backpack and make a switch, which made us feel like we were smooth as hell at the time. I go in. Principal gives me a rundown, playing good cop, you know. He's not accusing me, just has to check my bag to make sure, you know, there's nothing in there. He does. I'm shaking the entire time. Not a good poker face. I cannot lie to you. I literally look guilty as hell. I leave the office literally shivering in fear from getting that close to being caught. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not Walter White, okay? I'm a kid. That shit scared me. I decide there's no way I'm gonna sell these anymore. I got way too much to lose. So I try to wean myself off the stuff. And like after 3 years of trying, I stopped hitting them altogether. Now, I'm not proud of anything here. If you're someone with a Nick addiction, and you're around my age, there's a good chance it also probably started around this time. And although I guess I didn't have this addiction for long, it is pretty worth it to quit, you know, if you want. I'm not your dad or anything. Now, I saw a Ninye video where he talked about a similar topic where I think he sold gummies, but his were just melatonin. I got that shit. New videos every week. Tune in, please.